Hi, welcome to No Code Diary. So this is the channel where we learn no code tools, no code platforms, how we can develop and make production level apps using no code. So this will be a channel for absolute beginners, and also if you are already in the development industry or you are already a senior engineer or software engineer, you can also take up this channel as a no code byproduct of what you are currently doing. So let's start with what is no code development. So no code development is a new software development approach. So where typically what we do is we currently let's say write code to make web apps. I think pretty most of you will be familiar with what a front end is and what a back end is. Um, so typically we write code for our platforms, but with no code, it will be a easy approach. Like let's say it is more of a drag and drop kind of interfaces, or let's say a click through interfaces where uh, we have a platform, we have a tool where most of our tasks are already been formulated in a click manner. Let's say if you want to add auth to your platform, there is already a snippet, or let's say pre-built APIs, pre-built templates for you to directly click and make web apps and all. So same goes with front end and as well as the back end and that database also. Uh, so no code is much more of how you have your platforms where all of the things are already done by the platform and use that platform to make web apps and mobile apps. So basically, this is how typically we see any application working uh, in our day-to-day life. Made, let's say, if you open WhatsApp, if you open Instagram, anything, uh, there is always a front end involved. Let's say if you open app, whatever you see on the Instagram, let's say the posts you have from your friends, the stories you have, the reels you have, everything is on the front end, and there is a back end on the server somewhere and in the Amazon cloud, or let's say the Google cloud, where all the server related actions are taken place. So in the back end also there is something called a database. So database is where you store all the user information. Let's say my name is my channel name is No Code Terry. What do I do? What do I teach? What is my date of birth and all? Everything is stored in the database, and everything is uh, done with the backend. So what is the thing which connects the front end to the backend? That is the API. So API is let's say for example, let's say uh, I take a classic example of you going to a restaurant and chef cooking in the kitchen. So let's say you going to the restaurant, whatever you see in front of the restaurant, your table, the menu, everything is on the front end. And let's say the chef cooking in the kitchen, taking ingredients and making a proper meal for you to get ready. Let's treat that as a backend, right? So now API can be treated as the waiter who comes to you and let's say he takes your order, goes to the chef and places the order, and once everything gets ready and he gets it to you. So API works in the same way. Whatever you request for the front end, uh, it goes to the API. The API collects all your information from the front end and it takes to the back end. And once the back end makes all the proper meal for you, all the information from all the databases, it directly sends to the API, and API will transfer it to the front end. Let's say an example which I can take is, let's say you are searching for your friend's profile on Instagram. You search, let's say, one of my friend's name, let's say Rakesh. I search Rakesh on Instagram, and when I click Rakesh and press, let's say, enter or the search button on the Instagram, the API will take that uh, this user wants Rakesh to be searched, so that API will take Rakesh as a let's say menu or an order, and it will go to the backend. It will say to the backend that yeah, this user is asking for a person called Rakesh. What do you have? So the backend will see all its databases, or let's say all its ingredients, whether Rakesh is present in there or not, and then it will get back to saying that I found out five Rakesh in my ingredients, or let's say in my database, and then it will take to the front end, and you will say, let's say I have five Rakeshes for you. Which Rakesh do you want to search? So from the list of five Rakeshes, you search uh, what which Rakesh you want, and you click on the Rakesh. And once you click on the Rakesh, again the API will take that he wants this Rakesh. Can you give me other information about that Rakesh? So he will get all the photos, all the reels, all the videos, everything to the front end, and you can see it on the front end. I hope this makes sense a lot. I have given an example uh, of how a front end and back end works. Pretty much most of you have known, but if someone is a beginner, I think it might be useful for them. So one more thing, does no code means no technical skills? Is that what the perspective is? That is wrong actually. No code doesn't mean that you don't have no technical skills at all to start doing no code and also building apps. Uh, so, for knowing no code, I must say that you should know a basics of what a front end, a back end, and how APIs work and all. Uh, Primarily, what just I explained few minutes before. I think I'm not saying that you should be an expert in these things, but you should know what an API is, how does a front end work, how does backends work, and all those things. So no code doesn't mean that you don't have any technical skills. You must have some basic knowledge of uh, what API and everything works, so that it will be easy for you in understanding how things work and all. We will learn a lot of those in our channel, but whoever says that no code means no technical skills, they are completely wrong here. So, typically, when you see tools, or let's say development strategies, also there are typically two, three types of development cycles. One is front end development, where you code the front end of the application which you see. One is back end development, where the server, the databases, and everything are done. And one is full stack development. Full stack is that one single platform or one single framework might take both the front end and back end club and give you a solid uh, like solid framework for you to build web apps on, right? So similarly, in the no code uh, tools platforms also, there are these three type of things. So there is typically front end no code, where you only do front end type of things. Some of the popular frameworks which you can have, which you can learn on your own. There are ton of YouTube videos on these platforms. Some are like Framer. Framer is one of the leading landing page design framework platforms right now. Uh, there is something called Bravo Studio or Bravo, which and Flutterflow, which do mobile apps. Typically, mobile app Flutterflow does also do web apps now, but these two are very popular in the mobile app category. And VWeb is one platform which I really love, which makes web app very easy to make. Um, so when it comes to backend no code, I think Xano is one platform which I really love and have used in the past 1 year or so. And I think in the backend no code space, where you can make APIs, where you can make WebSockets, where you can make cron jobs, all these things, I think Xano is one platform which shines in the backend no code space. I don't think any other platform comes close to what Xano currently does in the backend no code space, right? So you cannot do front end or full stack with Xano. Xano only has backend databases, backend API building, and all those things, right? Auth and all those things, and it is pretty much the industry standard currently in no code backend. So When it comes to full stack no code, there is Bubble.io and also there is Glide. Bubble is very popular in making full stack web apps. Uh, what do you mean by a full stack no code is that the databases, the front end, the back end, the APIs, how you integrate the front end with back end, everything is handled in a single platform. Uh, in a bubble. So same goes with Glide. Glide is also one platform which does all the things in a same platform. So typically you might have a question whether what to use, whether to use a full stack no code, only front end no code, back end no code. So it will depend on project to project on what you want to do. Full stack is very easy to set up, and if there is a uh, small app or a small web app which you want to make and which you want it doesn't scale a lot, or let's say so full stack is the go to go. But let's say if you have a complex app where there are a lot of backend tasks, where there are a lot of cron jobs, where lot of APIs and complex APIs, complex database structures, I think you can go to specific category of backend and front-end no-code tools, right? So you can also see it as how do you want to do it, right? So in some people or some organization, they can say that only backend we will do with no code, and front end we already have, let's say, React, Next.js, Vue.js, or there are a lot of frameworks to do React front end. So they might say that backend we will do in no code, and front end we already have frameworks and we already have developers in place, so they can do front end in Node and we'll do the back end in Xano. Or let's say if you are a front end developer who is already in the industry doing front end, and let's say if you want to learn back end and do some projects upon your own, I think for you backend no code is the go to go because you are already familiar with the front end framework, and the backend no code will help you make your, let's say your there is a dream project you want to do, or let's say you want to do it for someone, you want to test something. I think uh, uh, that is awesome, and I think those are the combinations which I think matter. uh, I think this is it for what is no code, and uh, what are the types of no code. Uh, do you need technical skills or not? What is the front end? What is the back end API? And also, what is the no code development and all those things. I think I made sense uh, on this. On these things. So if you have any questions, or if you have any uh, uh, things to ask, or if you want to ask any specific question, please feel free to comment. I would reply to all comments, and please feel free to subscribe to this channel. As it is a new channel, I want to grow it to a very big channel in India, or let's say the whole world, where I teach a lot of no code stuff, no, lot of front end no code, back end no code, and also full stack no code. So please subscribe, comment, share it to your friends, and uh, so that they might know what all these things are, and how these things perform. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We will also have a lot of live sessions like this in the future, and uh, we will also so I will also publish this live on the channel, and please watch it couple of times to understand, if you are a beginner, what no code what is, and all those things. And in the next video we will know what Xano is, what is Xano, how a no code backend works, how do you build APIs and all those things. So I think uh, feel free to comment anything if you want to learn new things other than Xano and all, and I will be happy to take it up. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I will catch you up in the next video.